Really interesting project called European Union of International Authors. And this is a project curated by Robert Sheppard. So, Robert, over to you, the European Union of Imaginary Authors.
My book, A Translated Man, it's over there on the table of course, features the poems of the fictional Belgian poet René van Valkenburg, not perhaps dead like Van Hyvenhagen's hero, but he mysteriously disappears at the end of the book, but not before offering a sample of his own made-up poets. There are 5 EUIA poets, the European Union of Imaginary Authors. I had plans to do all 28 of them at one time, but I left it all out of the book because it was getting a bit complicated. But it was at the Manchester 4, actually I was ill once, habit of being ill for Camarade, so only ever made 2 now. But at the Manchester one, Zoe Scalding made me do it, which was Makdu Gurkananaba, and since then I decided I'm going to write them all, and I thought to do them all, almost as collaborative, collaborations with other writers. So this is a sample of those experiments with the sort of experiment with the author function, really. And the first one is written with James Byrne, and she's Martina Markovic of Croatia, and I believe you have some. You've made up some. You know more about her. You've made some.
Well,
you know stuff. You know shit.
It's been hard to get a proper biography from Martina, who doesn't really like to reveal many details about herself. But Markovic is she was born actually in Serbia. Markovic could be a Serbian or a Croatian surname. And in fact, she did attend the University of Belgrade, but was expelled for selling magic mushrooms. But she said they were just organic mushrooms, non-hallucinogenic. And then she went to the University of Zagreb. So that's all I know at this time. I mean, also apart from the fact that she does like to write about history, Croatian and Serbian history.
Good. So this is Memorials, poem 7 and poem 26.
Shall I do 7?
You're doing 7.
Okay.
26.
The broken news is breaking forever in flash after flash. Teenagers addicted to e-cigarettes. Serbophobic landlords with frothy teeth. An earring pinches me back into reality, a dip of an oar, the soft unrolling of wavelet on steady shoreline. As if sunlight passes through the kitchen barefoot, and grandmother never sucked on her thirsted dentures. Memory's beggary, no such thing as perfect murder. For the ex-Ustazi who would bundle me up like firewood, I give him my daffy look, memorial of this, one rushing second, and am gone. History creased and flaky on the backsides of banknotes, infinitely exchangeable, infinitely rubbed raw. A cloud of fruit flies festers above the soft apricots.
26. Crusts of soot, fatigued metal creaks along the sloped sides. The town ticks over, adjusting itself with new technologies. Cyber clean and shrink wrapped, the people watch video clips from the age of steam. A platform edge dusted with snow. One red shoe points intently down the tracks to chalice lights, dummy houses. What more is this province but a colony of cells, the buddlier browns like old wine? We feel the dip of the lines, weight running the length of the dead carriage works. Of exiles, militia wins no clean sweep. Uncle Jovan spat jail soap, fed a day of the whip of grass-tufted mud. We feel the sad eyes of a signal peaked by shades. It blinks instructions, coded to the marrow. We conjure warm rushes of steam. Thank you, James. I should say that we wrote both poems. We're not just reading our own bits, both of the poems. Now, what have we got? Oh yes, we've got a Bulgarian. This is Ivanio Dimitrov, and I've written with Patricia Farrell. When we were writing this, we did actually discover we were related. And we're also launching a little book called Fandango Loops, which is over there on the table. But this is our man. We know very little about him other than he lives in Bergen, as you would, you're Bulgarian. Behind into beyond.
Left, right.
Botev, the horse, and the back end of the Trabant.
Trot split.
The socialist
Kiss
centaur.
my beginning.
Cognitive
Bend.
volition.
Green.
Red wine, heavy
Red.
on the oak table.
Plant me. Flowers on my sky.
Fermented
Blue
breeze.
on which I roll. The world in three
Masked
small
by our own
holes.
immunity. What we know is what we slice through the grills, forced across our
Pink.
eyes,
Green.
held up
Look.
by wires,
See.
props steadied by strings,
Along the road.
roped in tight, smoothed out. Motion is effortless,
Behind
bent
the trees.
into strange alphabets.
Green, pink.
By scuffed trainers onto your
Turn
face.
fork.
Touch me. Morning in the circle, cut
Back
into it.
into my middle. Behind
Your gaze.
into beyond.
Judges absurdity singly.
The mirror of my mother.
Your children's
land-
mobile above their plastic dinosaurs.
My father's smile.
Photograph, it's a cheap
The
wedding long
clock
ago.
that tells. Three shining discs. Left, let's
Leading
kiss.
to communal
Running
apartment
right.
blocks.
Hover hop. Floating.
Remember the pattern on the carpet. It will guide you through the
Yellow.
metal doors into death. It's a map showing everything you have faithfully forgotten. Thank you. I'm losing track of them. I knew I'd lose track, and there's too many of them. Oh yes, this is This is a poet who's almost as old as me, Carson Bergstrom, and Stephen Fowler and I have written the poems, and again jointly written both the poems. But Stephen's going to read one, and I'm going to read the second. They're from her book Flak Nonsense, an early work,
An early Swedish work.
an early Swedish work.
When one in pointlessness has come as far as I. When one has come as far as I in pointlessness, scraping the surface from the rock, each word enthralls in a band that coils me and binds me to you. Finds in the loam where I sink fast, feet first, which one appears with the archaeologist's shovel, mudman rising from the past. The giant word I buried within my tiny presence, perhaps a stone shard, hard that, some toothless man has used to scrape his morbid word meat. The minute word you scrubbed up in my astonished absence may be a pearl of glass that once hung around another's neck, brought from the sunken grave mound, keeps time from meaning anything at all.
She's Swedish. Are there any Swedes in the
They're a sad folk.
Okay, this is the other one. The silence of the yawning is vast. The silence of the yawning night is vast, unspittled. It is not concerned with the scrabbling of human beings who, vastly overmouthed, devour each other upon the shoreline, crunching bones and gulping sad flesh, fluids. And I can hear, though the ear is folded upon its own echoes like a shell, the glorious water sound from ships who sail upon the sea out there, with bleak parrot voices of beaky fulfilment, the shanties of the sandy respite of the pseudo-Crusoe. I'm going to read that out, I think. These ships, are they truly so naive, so predictable, like little ferries crossing to the little islands? Sometimes I hear from out there the drawn howls of the living, of the dying, as though. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. This one's this is a Maltese poet called Hubert Zuber, who's a bit of a mean mother, really. And, we got it. Yeah. And I've been writing these poems. Well, actually, I've only written one poem with with Scott Thurston, and I'll leave it to him to read it. Oh, hang on! He's going to read it. I've just got some information. We're reading a poem by the late Hubert Super.
The show must go on. And out. New arrival in port. Ditch the goods. Dump the van. Drop the mood. Full-throttled silence. Find on these kinds of tiller misplaced misery. Ship your broken affairs, throttled silence on a free rock. Is pay alert for nose holes of worn swimwear and drying sheets soiled with misplaced love, exuding a sickly sexuality as though they've been fucked by ghosts. If arranging the aircraft kits is out, keeping these islands together like beans in a stew, determined prime to breakers, we'll slither down the storm drains, slip away to our miserable mother. The only way is down.
Oh, glory. And last, but not least, we have the Luxembourg poet, Georg Blindstein, working on with Tom Jenks. He, Blindstein, not Tom, was born in 1965 and died in 2046. And there is a poem, but it's very, very short. We decided we'd read it one word each, but it's quite difficult to work out what the words are. And then Tom will say a few words about our friend. This is called As a Dullness, As a Goal.
Vow,
Woo.
Sheila,
Oath.
Ogu, off,
Book.
ahoy,
And Zaka.
war,
You.
oath,
One.
aqua,
Had.
moa,
Well done.
If you'd like to know more about Blindstein, poet, artist, child prodigy, post-Renaissance, Renaissance man, and all sorts of details about his life in here, including how he was turned on to the psilocybin mushroom by Max Bygraves, and his homophobic poetry translation technique. Please do take one of these in the Liverpool. They are free. But we do ask for a donation to the Luxembourg Puffin Sanctuary. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.